readings here on YouTube. For those of you who are subscribed to my channel, you know that I have been going live once a month and offering some free psychic clairvoyant readings. So in order to get these notifications, as I mentioned, you have to subscribe to my channel. It's free. And you can follow me on Instagram, Jeni Cousins, Jeni Ji Cousins, because my team puts up a lot of information about links as well, where you can catch my weekly Cosmic Vibes videos, and to also give you even more notifications of when I'm live here right on YouTube. So when you have a question to ask me, be really, really specific. Don't say, what, Jeni, what do you see? Don't do that, right? Because I mean, that could be anything. If you have like a specific question, be very specific. And also, I like to know where you guys are at. Like, let me know like what city or state or country that you're calling in from or that you're watching from. And what is also your zodiac sign? Like, are you guys like a Leo? Are you a Virgo? Are you like an Aquarius? And so on. Let me know that, because some days I find that I talk to all Virgos or all Sagittarius or all like, Aries or whatever like that. I'm just more curious than anything. Now, this is also Leo season. So this is why, of course, I have my little Leo the lion on the back here. I'm also a Leo. Wow. So happy birthday to my fellow lions. How many of you guys are lions out there? How many guys are Leos out there? I'm just saying, this lion's portal is absolutely off the charts. This energy started July the 16th. And what it's doing is it's giving you these pre-signs of what is coming. Now, that Lionsgate portal sparks the 8th of August, and it continues on to the end of the month in August, around the 26th. Now, this gives you the opportunity to start manifesting, to start getting on top of your vision boards. I've always talked about creating a vision board at any given time. You don't have to start it January 1st. You can start it at any given time because this energy is very powerful. Like, I know exactly what was happening on August the 8th for me that day. It was a very, very powerful day, without going into details, of course, right? So I was actually interviewed on Global News about my dog Bella, who I bought from a puppy mill. So, but that's another story, right? So there's certain major events or certain major changes on the 8th of August. So you guys might find that, even the past few days, you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. Like, I can't sleep. Like, why am I waking up like at, odd hours of the night? Like, what's that about? Because we have these huge solar flares and solar storms as well right now. So just imagine, a huge, massive size fireball. And as that gets closer to the earth, it affects everybody. You'll start to make you feel really, really irritated. It'll start to make you feel really, really emotional. Like, you very well could be sitting back and all of a sudden you're like, wow, why am I in tears all of a sudden? Or you might be a little bit foggy or something. You might do something or hit the wrong button and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Which I did myself, right? And I'm like, I didn't know. I don't know. I'm not like a techie person. Oh my God, right? So these kinds of things, can happen because whenever we get like over emotional, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm panic zone. Like it can happen, right? But as I was just told, for every problem, there is a solution, which is very, very true, And it's more important to not focus on a problem. It's more important that whenever we see a problem arise, to really take a look at how we can resolve the issue. Because if you focus too much on a problem, it festers and you lose sleep, which I did, I must admit. And I'm like, oh my God, how do I get out of this? Right? So right away here, now we have somebody here with a question. So Alvin, October 3rd, Libra. Should I claim bankruptcy, or is there a miracle I don't see financially? Okay, so now what I keep hearing for you, Alvin, it really depends where your mindset is at, because if you really take a look at your business, what you're doing right now, like if you're self-employed, there's a lot of money coming to you. Like I'm literally seeing that obviously, like you're having some financial difficulties. It's so easy to like get debt raising and coming up from so many different things. We've all been there, and with a lot of struggles in the world, we're still there, right? With debt loads and all of these other things and such like that. So what I would really take a look at is, take a look at your debt load, and then take a look at your monthly budget. Take a look at like your income in per month and so like that. Like you might even be able to talk to like a bank or an institution to consolidate your debts, and then they put it into one payment for you. And a lot of times that one payment can be a lot lower than what you are paying combined. So basically they pay off, like your debts you owe the bank, and then you make that bank payment once a month to them. There's other different options. So before you consider that, I would look into different options for you, because I keep on hearing there is money coming your way. You kind of need to like tweak things a little bit more. So I would look into that first. I don't see a lotto win, by the way. I mean, I would love a lotto win myself, right? A lot of us would. But I would take a look at and re-examine that a little bit right now. Like the worst time to make any really large, big decisions and to sign any major new contracts is right now during Mercury retrograde. I was just going to talk about Mercury retrograde. We are currently in the pre-Mercury retrograde, which can be worse than the actual retrograde for the past week and so, since mid-July. Oh my gosh, right? So I would take a look at that first, Alvin, and see where you are with that. Like if you go bankrupt, there's nothing wrong with that. I would not be embarrassed about that whatsoever. Like there's been so many more bankruptcies, of course, worldwide due to, when COVID and all of that started. So look at that option first, and then you can make a decision. But I would wait actually, until at least minimum the first week of July, second week of September 1st before you make a solid decision. Okay. So hi, Jeni. I'm a 48-year-old Virgo from Windsor, Ontario. Have had a lot come up lately and feeling a pull inside spiritually, feeling very stuck. You know what? That's you're on the right path there. I'll just call you Virgo, or truth seeker. So you are on the right path, and I'm literally hearing for you that things are really, really going to expand for you. Obviously spiritual, because when we get the insights right, where our mind is at, by keeping grounded, by, taking a look at what's going on, by setting boundaries and such like that, and observing a lot of information, you're going to find that your intuition is going to open up more. So your pull inside is your soul saying, hey, you can already feel energetically that there's this new opening up for you. Your soul is like, okay, let's see where you are right now. Because all of this stuff that you were looking at, doesn't it feel like the past for you? Your soul is pulling you into the new. even more so. So start to write down what you are seeing, that you're feeling, what you're very passionate about, because there are some changes that you do need to make as well. I don't go into a lot of personal details because I don't want to embarrass anybody here. So I do hold back, to be honest, right? However, there are a few steps that you do need to take to create this new coming in for you. There's a lot of amazing things coming for you. But this is why it's important to, when you're feeling stuck, you're overthinking, you're not paying attention to what truly needs to end. You know, and endings can be a relationship, a friendship, a job, where you're living, business associates. Maybe you've been working on like certain things that just aren't working anymore. Really examine that first. You know, because whenever we take a look at, okay, what's just not working for me anymore? Like, and be realistic, you will see that. So start reflecting on this right now and be honest with you, what's not working, what's causing me pain, what's like all of that. Start writing it down, because sometimes when we start writing it down, we can see, you know what? Wow, I can literally see what's working for me and what's not. And you have to be really honest. You have to be honest. Because if you're like, okay, I don't want to deal with that right now, you can't run from things, right? So I'm just saying. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insights and such. I do feel a couple other things, but it's a little too personal. You guys can always book like a private reading with me. So work with Jeni.com, you know, to help give you a lot more insights as well. So, oh, hey, Paul, my goodness sakes, what's next in my 3D gig? Well, oh my gosh, Paul, don't even get me started. That can be like, that can be like a really long conversation, right? Like, as you know, you have been in ascension for quite some time, right? Without going into lots of details. And by the way, Paul, just, you know, as you remember, don't forget what I had offered you before. I'm still interested in that when you're ready. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. However, you know, your main challenge is to be grounded, because your soul keeps on pulling you higher and higher to different realms, which you have experienced in all these different kinds of realms. That's the Merlinic energy that's been pulling you and expanding. Get your voice out there, Paul. Right? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. When you're ready to ascend further and speak your voice out there, let me know. Let me know. And you know what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? And if you don't remember, it has to do with an interview, okay? So this gives you this opportunity to speak out more, Paul, right? But you have to be ready. I get that. I understand. So that is there for you. And you very well might have been getting all of these other signs for you too. And I'm hearing Italy. I don't know why Italy's coming through, but I'm hearing Ascended Masters, Merlinic energy is where you are and where you're being guided to on a higher level plane, right? So, okay, let me go back here. Kate, Capricorn with Moon in Leo and rising Virgo. Question: my concerns are financial, physical health, and mediumship skills and prospects. Well, you are very intuitive naturally. Like I'm literally seeing you creating and putting something together. You're gonna want to stay more grounded, of course. And especially, by the way, Kate, with this new moon coming in on the 4th of August, 4th, 5th of August, really focus on working and expanding with your creativity there, because you will see it on the next full moon, which is on the 19th of August. So your financial concerns, I keep on hearing as well that, you know, you're very gifted and talented. You have a lot to share with other people. And there's certain people around you I'm hearing that you need to let go of. because there's certain people I'm seeing that are kind of like standing in your way from you really expanding what you truly want to do with your passions. It's like that passions are blocked. And whenever we allow certain individuals, which I'm not going to name here because that is personal, right? It can create blocks for you. It really can. It really can. This is why it's really important that we need to set boundaries with certain people. You know what I mean? Like life is a balance with family, friends, and work, and so on. However, it's really important for you to take time out for you. The manifesting is just completely and utterly off the charts with this Lionsgate portal, the new moon that's coming up. It's huge. This is the universal 8 year in Year of the Dragon. So there's a lot of huge manifestings going on. I'm working on 2 very large projects myself. So I would start setting some goals for yourself, know exactly what you want, and go after it. Because when you hold back, there's not going to be, nothing's going to happen, right? So this is why it is affecting your physical health. You know, you might be getting more headaches a lot more, and some pains and hurts in your body and so on, exhaustion. So this is really important that you start making and implementing these changes, because when you start making these changes, you're going to find that your health is going to start to get better because you're going to be more focused on you, right? And your intuition, I'm literally hearing that, yes, you are getting some messages through. However, you got to actually start really listening to that, because there's certain blockages that are there for you getting the specific answers and the specific knowing because of certain blocks, right? You know, like I'm saying, you guys can book a reading and I can give you more one-on-one personal. So, JK, Jeni. JK, I think JK, hey, Jeni. JK, okay. I'm wondering if you can see another modality I can look into for my further activation. Your further activation, I'm hearing, is of course going up into different frequencies and vibrations. And in order to do that, you have to be ready. In order to do that, there's some certain changes that you have to make. Because whenever you're really, like, for instance, just like even with myself, I spend a lot of time alone. I chant every day, I meditate every day. I distance away from, you know, like negative situations, drama, the news, and all kinds of stuff, blah, 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 because I like to stay grounded. I like to stay grounded, right? And then whenever we're grounded and we're really in tuned in, automatically your third eye is going to open up, and you're going to start to get some messages coming in from source, from your soul, from your guides, and so on and so on and so on. I'm literally hearing vibrational high frequency music for you, JK. You know, you can get that anywhere, go online. High frequency vibrations, there's different energies, colors, and sounds for each color, like color, sound, and vibrations. It's very, very powerful. So like even in the morning or so on and so on, when you guys get up out of bed, don't wear the same clothing every day, the same colors. You know, really pay attention to, okay, what am I really drawn to? Like if you guys had, like even JK, right? Like if you were feeling, you know what, I have like, I need the courage to really, you know, step forward, and my self-esteem could be a little low. Let's say wear the color orange. The color orange gives you more self-esteem. There's a very different vibrational frequency in that. So even JK, right? Blue, if you wear blue, it's because you're doing, you know, it's something where you're doing like an important talk. It's something where, you know, you might want to go see, like for like an interview, some type of, you know, vibration like that. The color blue, that's connected with your throat chakra. So I definitely see you connecting with different people in different groups as well, because we attract, you know, who we are. And when we're truly ready to step it up, as I call it, you know, then the universe all of a sudden starts bringing us people, opening up new opportunities, if it's for work, if it's for this, if it's for that, right? So tapping into your activation, it's a process. It's a process. You know, are you ready? Like, are you truly ready to notch it up? Are you truly ready to get to the next level in frequency? And be very, very careful what you ask for. You know, it's like as you're developing, even for you, Kate, it's like as you're developing your psychic, you know, clairvoyant um gifts and abilities, be careful what you ask to see. Be very careful. You know, I long many moons ago, you know, I said, okay, spirit, I want to see everything. However, that night I had a dream. This was when I was younger, and I saw that a big car crash and a woman screaming, running to the house. I woke up suddenly. It's exactly that happened. All of a sudden, there was a woman banging at the door, screaming. There was a huge car accident, and I saw everything. It was horrible. You know, so certain events that you don't want to see, you got to be careful because you will see everything. I'd worked with the police before for missing children, and I won't do it again. I and missing people, and I won't do it again, you know, because I saw everything that happened. And just to read into that psychopath for what they had done to that child, it was too disturbing, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Right. So that's why you got to be really careful what you want to see, what you want to experience, and what you're open for. Because when you're open for to see a lot of things, you will see a lot of things. Spirit will show you a lot of things. And that can be very unsettling. So pre-warning, pre-warning, right? You know, I could write a book just on that alone, what I've saw. So hope that gave you a little more insights. Maria, I'm 48-year-old Sag with Moon in Pisces. You're very intuitive, and this is a big year for you, by the way. And Capricorn rising. Can you tell me if I will have love coming in? You know what? I do see love coming in for you, but honestly, I don't see it immediately. You know, if when you take a look at this is when it's really important for us to take a look at reality and for us to look at, have I really truly done the soul work within to attract the right person? Do I know what type of qualities I want in my future person? That's really, really important. And also reflect back onto your other relationships and see, you know what did I truly learn from that? You know, and be honest with yourself. What worked? What wasn't working? What do I truly want? What are just not the deal breakers like that? I don't want that. So that's first of all what I would be doing for any of you guys that wanted a new relationship. Having a new relationship and starting a new relationship right now is not the right time because of Mercury retrograde. That's not a good time because there's challenges, and it would be very challenging for a new relationship, by the way, too. So having me go on and on and on. However, Maria, I do see a partner coming in for you, yes. I do see that this person might be a little age difference here. Like this person very well could be a little older or a little younger. I don't see them being at your same age group that you're at right now. That you know they have a lot of fun inside of them. They're very focused on their work. They work really hard. They really like to travel. They've been really hurt. Like they have some trust issues. They really have some trust issues because you know their ex-person, they had cheated on them, and so on and so on. So they have some trust issues, and you know they very well might come in I'm hearing December being circled for you, by the way. However, you might kind of get there. There might be somebody coming in December for you. However, I'm seeing more your future person. Somebody who I'm really liking you with, that's grounded, who's wanting a committed relationship. I'm seeing that next year. I'm seeing that more so for you next year. So I would really start, because you've done a lot of work with healing and letting go yourself, which is really, really good and really important. So I would put your focus into yourself right now, honestly, with what you're doing, because you're not going to have to go finding this person. And there's also going to be somebody from your past coming back as well. However, it's really important for you to like really go slow with that. Really review your relationship, because, especially with Mercury retrograde, we have had people from our past coming back. And, it could be somebody that, like ex-lovers, or ex-person, and just other people coming back in general. And you might even find somebody coming back from your past being more present now and saying, hey, I'm single now, or you know what, I'm open to a new relationship, which is great now. However, go slowly. And especially if it's somebody that you have been involved with before romantically, put your brakes on and really examine how your relationship worked, with what worked for you, and especially what did not, and highlight did not work for you, because it might not work out, right? So hope that gave you a little bit more help there. Melody, Jeni, I know a move is soon coming soon. Can you tell me which state, direction, and being pulled towards? Um, you know, I'm literally seeing you, by I would go, of course, because you might get drawn to a couple of different states and areas. I'm literally hearing water, where there's water close by there. And it's not like a little creek, it could be like a lake or an ocean, because I'm seeing like also like something about a new business coming in for you. Or, if you are working on your own thing, I'm literally hearing that could expand, but you're going to add more things onto that. As well. I'm not hearing the specific state, but you very well might get drawn to two different type of places, like one where there's water, and one more, that where there's not water, I'm hearing, right? So, because you're very intuitive, like you're very empathic. So where you're moving to, I'm hearing it's a really good thing. And I'm also seeing some type of like meditation group or something, like a group that you're going to get drawn into and pulled into, if it's for meditations, if it's for a group, and they're more like-minded people. So be open for new opportunities as well, because you're going to start to find that you're going to start meeting some of your soul tribe. Like anytime I travel, let's say, doesn't matter where I'm at, I always meet new people. That's one of the really good things I like about traveling, seeing different cultures and the way people live and all of those things. And I always meet people from my soul tribe from once upon another lifetime ago. So when you're open to that, and I would be really open to spirit. I'm open to move what is best for my highest self and highest purpose. I am ready. And I would also, too, which is really important, to start writing down, what specifically are you looking for? What do you want? Do you want to be like more in the desert? Do you want to be more in the mountains? Do you want to be by the water? Do you want to live, like on land somewhere, like in the countryside? Do you want to live like by a house? Do you want to rent an apartment? Like, be very, very, very specific with what you're doing. But I keep on hearing expansion for you, like expansion for you, right? So it's just kind of very cool. I'm seeing like an older house for some reason. You might get drawn to an older home. There's something there, very very mysterious, mystical. It could be a home where you're like, oh, look at that cool place, right? Like I like, some of the old homes because they have a lot of character. When I lived in Ireland, my ex, he was like, you know what, let's get a place in the countryside. And I'm like, no, I want to be by the sea, by the water, and and so on and so on and so on. So mind you, it didn't work out. But I'm just saying it's being really go to where you're passionate about, but also be realistic and do your research. Because he said, I said, why don't you want to be by the sea? He goes, because of the salt. It really creates problems for the properties. I mean, I would have no idea about that. I didn't know that. And I also like the countryside. So I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, well, thank you for clarifying me because I didn't know. So this is really important to be really, really open for that and be specific, right? Because you could pretty much go anywhere. I kept on hearing Oregon when we were talking, by the way, quite loudly for some reason. So okay, we have Angie, Leo. Wow, my fellow Leo the Lion. Happy belated birthday. Is forever love coming my way? Would love your insight. Actually, I am seeing, yeah, you definitely have some love coming your way. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple of different options for you. There's somebody that you might already know that's around you that you're like, however, you might find some disappointment with that person. I'm seeing like more of a fire sign. It could be like Aries, Sag, another Leo. I don't feel Leo though. But like more of a like a lot of fire and passion and everything like that, and really take your time. Really don't rush into anything really, really quickly. He's already around you, by the way. And also too, I'm hearing like an earthy sign coming around you. Could be a Capricorn, more so I'm hearing loudly. And that very well could happen. This Capricorn could come in. It'll be kind of lingering back and forth even in the autumn, but more so towards the end of the year. I'm hearing a breakup for the end of the year as well. So if you start a relationship right now, there very well could be a breakup by the end of the year because you're really disappointed. It's like, wow, and here I thought this was my person, right? This is why it's really, really important to not rush into relationships. We can be like, wow, that person, wow, I'm really attracted to them. However, it really takes time to build a foundation with that person, to really get to know them, to be like, you know what, like, how do we connect? Like attraction is one thing, which is great. However, attraction doesn't keep a relationship together. It's like, what qualities are you looking for? What qualities are you wanting? Are you wanting a casual relationship? Are you wanting like a long-term relationship where there's marriage potential or what? Right? But I'm hearing the fiery, passionate sign and also like the Capricorn energy coming through you, the Capricorn energy for you. I'm hearing to be very blunt. It's like a cheater. There could be a third party involved. He very well could be still with someone. It's like tied up with all of that kind of stuff, right? So this year you will get tested a lot, right? To be very blunt with you, to be very honest with you. And there is somebody else. Had you ever watched that? What's that movie? Bridget Jones' Diary, where there's like Hugh Grant and Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant is like the guy that's more good looking, but he's the bad boy. And then you have Colin Farrell, who's the lawyer. He's more kind of conservative, but he has his life together. It's almost like the Colin Farrell. Like, I'm not saying he looks like Colin Farrell or anything like that, but this other person I do see you, connecting with and meeting, very grounded, financially secure, is looking for a long-term person, a partner. He's not in any rush whatsoever. He's been through a lot. He's not someone to just settle. And you might start connecting with him and everything like that. And wow, I kind of like this person, and it very well could be that like a friendship starts and then it starts to open up into something that, you could end up marrying this person within 3 years later. So it's like pay attention right now to who's coming in. There's a couple of guys, fiery and like a Capricorn. It could be like a Taurus as well or Virgo, but I heard Capricorn right away. So that's why I said Capricorn, right? I do see marriage with you, by the way, Angie, within 3 years. Within 3 years. You're also very creative, by the way. You're very creative. So hang in there. I know that you're like, you know what, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Like I myself personally, I never go looking for love. I never do. I allow it just to come to me. And you know, I'm open, but it's like really take your time getting to know somebody, right? So keep your chin up. Oi, Oi. I don't know. I'm probably not even pronouncing that wrong. Of 5D, I'm a Gemini. Same with both moon and rising and Virgo. Oh my. Am I ever going to find Mr. Right? Yes. If so, when? Where? I'm already in my 60s. You know what? It doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, I'm not young myself either. Like, I'm not, believe me, I'm not, you know. When you like go searching, where is my person? Where is my person? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Don't do that. Let it surrender that. Really surrender that. Like I'm literally hearing that let go of the neediness. Let go of the where's my person? Where's my person? Or you find something, you're like, that's it, that's my person. Let's move in together, let's get married. Stop that. You really need to slow down. Really slow down. I am seeing somebody coming in for you, yes. Like more of a real, very kind of a calm nature, loves to travel, um, financially, and right away I heard this, I don't know why, I'm gonna say it. I'm hearing Greek, I'm hearing Greece, I'm hearing Mediterranean. So I'm not sure if that's you, but I'm hearing that very loudly, by the way, for somebody. But this person, though, by the way, to Gemini, this person very well could also be from a different culture than whatever you are. I'm seeing this cultured person, more so like tanned skin, very well could be Greek, or Italian type like skin color, like medium color. Um, I'm also seeing like boats and stuff. So maybe this person's from Greece, like maybe, Europe and all of that. Loves to travel, prefers the warmer climates, does not like um what do you call it, like the coldness, and I'm also feeling like you just recently had a disappointment with somebody not long ago, more of an earthy sign, could have been a Taurus or whatever like that, and somebody who you wanted to be who you wanted to be with, that they didn't want a commitment, they're only looking for something casual. So this is why it's really important when you meet somebody, find out what their intentions are, find out what they're looking for, because sometimes we can go into that modality, oh, I met this person, oh, but you know what, they're not ready right now, or they're going through all of these things. But I know that if I'm there for them and I really show them all my wonderful sides about myself, they're going to fall in love with me right away. That, I know it. I can help heal them, and yes, we can help heal people and help people through situations and that, of course. However, only person you have any control over is yourself, nobody else. So when that person is telling you, I don't want a commitment, I don't want marriage, you better listen to that. I mean, in time, that person could change. Yes, they could be like, you know what? I've changed my mind with marriage and commitment because we get along. However, when you start hearing somebody saying that, back off. Don't cling on to that person thinking, I'm going to change them, or, you know what, they'll change, da, 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 da. Really pay attention to that, because it shows you that that's not your person right now. Maybe another time. You need to find somebody who's like, you know what? I am looking for a long-term relationship. I am looking to find my person. Be careful and really go more with that. Okay. So I do see that coming for you. I see somebody coming in with um, a long-term relationship, yes. And it'll take time for you to get to know each other if you allow it. If you push this person or try to force it, they'll walk the opposite direction for you. So I'm also hearing there is somebody from the past coming back for you as well, that wants a second chance. So don't go searching, don't go reaching out to somebody you're like, ooh, you know, let that person come to you and don't rush into anything. So you very well could be starting a new relationship here. You know, I just heard also November being circled to you, by the way, as well for some reason. Um, and by the end of the year too, Gemini, you very well could have like a new job opportunity or an opportunity where you're going to be saying, you know what, why don't you come on out? And it's like a long distance travel. So wherever you are now, somebody could say, you know what, come on out and see me, you know, on the other side of the world, like wherever that is. So don't rush into anything. Things come together at the right divine timing. And what's really, really important is for everybody, reflect back on your previous relationships and really see what you learned from that. Because what you haven't learned from that, you're going to continue and it'll happen again over and over and over again. So I do see that for you, and I do see potential marriage. I also see a move for you overseas, by the way, or at a long distance. This person could live at a distance, by the way. I don't see them locally. I don't. So mystical butterfly. That's a really cool name. Butterfly transformation. 46. Old Pisces moon. Very intuitive and sensitive. Pisces moon and sun and Gemini rising. I'm single, never married, no kids. I'd love just not in the cards. I'd love just not in the cards for this lifetime. I'm not really understanding what you're saying. Never married. You know what? There's no law stating that you have to get married, right? Like I've been married. I divorced way back in 1991, and I don't know if I'd ever get married again, ever, to be very honest with you. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows? It would have to be the right person, or else I don't just settle with anybody, right? So there's no such thing as time and age that we have to get married, we have to have children, we have to live our life according to what society thinks. No, you live your life what resonates with you. You live your life the way you want to live your life. Bottom line. You don't want children, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want children, that's wonderful. We each have our own experience, and when you're staying true to you and being authentic, that's the only thing that matters. And you know, love and kindness, of course, too, right? I'd love just not in the cards for this life. Okay, I don't know what you mean, mystical butterfly. Can you please be specific? You kind of lost me there. If you could please be specific, like more specific with a specific question, that'd be great. Adoro Sugan Magandar. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm so sorry. Watching you for buying the best. Oh, how cool. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're very kind. My birthday is 16th of February. Please say something about my career and married life. Well, it depends what you really like to know. I am seeing for you, a Doral. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So sorry if I'm not. I do see with you that I'm not going to go on very personal because I am actually hearing a few things that I'm not going to embarrass you with. However, you know, no marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect, by the way, right? You know, like we all have our good and bad days with our person and so on and so on. And what's really, really important in a marriage or relationship too, by the way, is to communicate with each other. You know, like, especially whenever we're like, okay, I'm really upset with my spouse, with my person, for like whatever reasons, but I don't want to upset them. So I'm going to hold myself back. What happens is if your person is, you know, like doing something or saying something to you and you're like, oh, I just can't deal with this. It's really, really important to sit down and speak from your heart, be really open, be very honest, and just say, you know what? Because I love you, I have some concerns with this or that. And you know, it's been really bothering me for a little while, and I don't want to upset you or anything. However, I just, because it has been upsetting me, I really wanted to share with you why I'm concerned or upset, you know, just so we can work this out, because I really want to keep our marriage strong and build it and be with you for a long time. It's really, really important. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into details. This is private, right? This is personal. We're live here. So I'm hearing that it's really important for you to do that, right? Because there's certain things that I know that are bothering you. Like I'm saying, no marriage is perfect, right? And also with your career, I'm hearing expansion. You're such a creative person. And I'm hearing that you very well could start something new. And I'm hearing a lot of success is going to come from that. As long as you're doing it in your way that feels right to you. If you start, you know, there's a lot of people out there that can copy other people and try to be somebody they're not. And it doesn't work. It falls apart because they're trying to be somebody they're not. You know, they can't hold up to the vibrational frequency of who they're trying to be. So it doesn't work. So this is why it's really important, especially with your creative or your thinking, how you want to expand with your career. I'm seeing something else, as I'm saying, coming in new for you, and very creative, something that you're going to be like, you know, this feels really right. And that could really take off in a really, really good way, especially next year, right? So I don't know if that helps at all with anything. So, you know, but that's why, you guys, I don't give out full details, especially when I can see certain things that are more personal with a situation or a person, because I'm not going to embarrass anybody, right? So that's why I hold back with certain things. So light 777. The 777 is a really, really good number, by the way. It represents abundance, prosperity. If you play like if you were in Vegas and played with the games, the slot machines or whatever, and if you get 777, you win, right? 777 is there for a reason. So that's a really good name for you. I'm a Virgo sun, Scorpio rising, and an Aries. Oh my goodness sakes. Will I open a new childcare center soon? Yeah, I do hear childcare, yes. And right away too, as soon as you said childcare, as soon as you said child, Virgo. For those of you, by the way, without scaring you, for those of you who are Virgos and have small children, please take extra caution when your child is near the water. Please do not leave your child alone by the water or in the water. Do not do that. I don't care if it's a swimming pool. I don't, wherever it is, just please, please be mindful of that. I don't want to scare you, but I do, right? So for those of you Virgos, see, I never know what messages come in from spirit, right? I just go by what I'm hearing. because I do hear messages 24/7. But just for those of you Virgos out there, have Virgo in your charts especially, please watch children around the water. Even if it's like somebody's like a teenager, even younger, that's goofing around on the boat by water, just please take extra caution. Please take extra caution. When I give warnings, it's a headline that should be highlighted. But anyways, Virgo Sun, Scorpio rising, and an Aries moon. Will I open a child care center soon? Yeah, and it's really, really important that you set goals for yourself. We can want to open up a new business or create a new business, whatever it is. And it's really, really essential and really important to do a lot of research on it. So like even one of the projects I'm working on, I've been doing a lot of research on it and so on and so on and so on. It's a long goal project. So that, of course, is going to take time, right? So it's really important to set goals for yourself if it's smaller goals. Okay, what can I work on today with my childcare center? What do I need to create that? What licenses, locations, like whatever is all involved in that? Really, really look into absolutely everything, like phone, like the city or wherever you're at that handles getting a license for that specific business, and just say, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is a business I want to open up. What steps do I need to take to make that happen? That's really, really, really important to do that. And whatever you do not sign any new contracts this month in August, for August especially, because we have Mercury retrograde coming in. This is when you do not sign any new contracts unless you know exactly what you're doing, exactly what is going on. Go see a solicitor, say, what is this contract about? Know exactly what you're getting into and don't rush into it. Like if you want to renew a contract, if you want to renew a lease or something, that's perfectly fine. But also read that small print, right? It's really important. So with your childcare center, it just really depends, right? It would do really, really well. And also too, by the way, for your childcare center, if you do want help to assist you, make sure that you do a lot of reference checks for certain people that you want to hire to help you out, from the police especially, right? Make sure that you take a look at, where they've worked before, what experiences they've had working with children and so on and so on, right? Because children are very innocent, and they put their trust into adults. So, and and they can create, a child's life can get created from when they are a child to how they see things when they're older. So I don't want to go on and on and on and babble about it, right? But yeah, absolutely look into everything. This will be a successful time for you as well, because I'm hearing a lot of money can come in and so on and so on. It takes time to build a business, to get the word out there and so on and so on and so on, right? Starting a new business, it can actually take at least minimum 2 years to really take off realistically. So childcare centers, we certainly do need childcare centers for sure. So I hope that helps you, but I'm seeing more money coming in and hearing a lot of success for you. So, like really, really pay attention to that. So now, how many of you guys are prepared for this new moon that's coming on the 4th and the 5th of August? That's a Leo new moon. That is also officially when Mercury retrograde starts. Like, as I mentioned, this pre-Mercury retrograde that we have been in, oh my gosh, technical issues, electronical issues, right? Communication can be off, right? Delays, travel delays, things not going as planned, right? All of those kinds of things happen combined with this Leo new moon. However, this Leo new moon, you're going to find that Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Libra, you're going to benefit more from that new moon that's coming. It affects different signs more so than other signs. So it's really important to really set your intentions. You're going to want to really have fun and let go and embrace that inner child and so on. And some of you might have noticed, it's been going on for a little while. I talk about it in my weekly Cosmic Vibes video. If you subscribe to my YouTube video, you're going to see that I do weekly videos called Cosmic Vibes. And I talk about what's coming up for the week during that time frame, right? So pay attention to the dates, right? Like August 1st to 7th, just as an example. Because what I do is I talk about what's happening every single day energetically, how that's going to really affect you, what days not to do that. Like August 6th, for instance, that's coming up. That's like a master number day. That's like a high frequency day where you can be like, oh, this is a really good day to do that. Where I might say, okay, August the 10th or like whatever date, this is a day when you do not sign those contracts. This is a day where you do sign those contracts. This is a day where you have to watch and pay attention to like different parts of your body, because every day the energies from the planets affect, like it could be your neck, it could be your arms, it could be your stomach, and so on and so on. And not only just that, the energies affect your animals as well. And there has been the past week, as we are leading up to the new moon, there's been a lot of passing suddenly with parents. For those of you who have seen those postings all of a sudden, or all of a sudden you see postings where their animals are, oh my gosh, I have to take my animal to the vet and so on and so on. There's a lot of passings during the new moon time. And when my dad, when he passed, I felt he was going to pass on a new moon. And I'm like, you know what? It'd be great if he did pass on this new moon. Because when you pass on a new moon, the transition is smoother. Without going into lots of details, it's exactly what happened, by the way. So really pay attention to when you're like, I just really feel that need to reach out and call that person, or, I got to go see that person for some reason. Really pay attention to those hunches. Really pay attention, because life's very fragile as it is. We've all seen how many people have suddenly lost their lives and are gone before you know it, right? Without going into a lot of details about all of that. And you guys have been healing. We have this Chiron energy, which is the wounded healer, which is going to go on till the end of December. So we get triggered during different time zones. And I talk about that as well in the Cosmic Vibes and so on, where you guys might be more emotional today. You could be like, why am I all of a sudden emotional over like this? Why all of a sudden am I having that memory of once upon a time ago? Like, what's that about? And you could be like, oh my gosh, right? Like what is going down? What is happening? So I just be careful, you guys. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in for today. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that button in the corner. It's free. Please like my video. And, let me know what's going on with you guys. And follow me on Jeni Cousins, Jeni Ji Cousins on Instagram. I'm all over social media, because I will follow you right back. And my team posts a lot of information up on Instagram and so on, where you can see what's also coming up and different links and such like that. So I want to wish all of you, especially my fellow Leo the Lions, meow, out there, a happy Leo season. There'll be another new Cosmic Vibes video coming out this week. If you would like to book a private reading with me, soulworkwithjeni.com, and I can give you a lot more details because then I read into your level of consciousness just for you to see where you're at and give you my insights into your past life. I'm also an animal communicator and give you those confirmations you need with what I also see coming up for you. Because sometimes we just need that confirmation we're on the right path. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in to my live show today and joining me here on YouTube. Thank you, everyone, and have an amazing week ahead. Alrighty then. Is anyone still out there? So if there is still somebody out there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the little red button down there. You will see it in the corner there. Subscribe to Jeni. It's free, right? So, are you guys getting away on holidays this year? Let me know. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on. I enjoy chatting with you guys here and there. So, alrighty, Matt. Okay, so I'll put my link here. Matt, are we still live?